Welcome to Rack of the Week 142, short stop on pool where we play it straight. Hey, we're going to look at a rack that I played just recently in one of my live streams, my Road to 200. And I got through this rack okay, but there was an excellent comment from one of my supporters in the video on YouTube, and I'll put a link to it in the description. And he pointed out something really important, and it made me think about this rack more. And so what I want to do is run through this rack real quickly, the way I normally do, and then I'm going to show an overhead view for you to look at. And I'm going to talk about my supporters' comments and what I think is a better way to approach this rack. But I don't have a perfect solution for getting through a couple of the shots. I think you're going to agree with me that what I suggest is a better way than the way I shot it. But I'm looking for advice on how to approach the rack balls, and you'll see what we mean when we get there. So let's just get through this. I talk my way through this rack. So if you want to hear what I'm saying while I'm shooting, click on the link in the description and watch that. But I'll go through it real quickly, and we'll see what I do here. So we've got an inside angle break shot to begin. And, I'm pretty parallel to it, but it's a slight inside cut. And so I'm shooting with low on the cue ball, hoping the cue ball to go to the side rail, which it does, but it goes to the side rail. Had a lot of draw on that. Went to the side rail and up table. Now, I recognize the key element of this rack immediately, and you probably do too. What I'm talking about is these three balls. Obviously, one of these is going to be your break ball, and these three balls are a three-ball sequence that can happen. And that is 2-ball on the side, then you shoot the 3-6 or the 6-3, probably 3-6, because the 6 gets you on this 11-ball on the side, and that's your key ball for the break shot. So that's an excellent, excellent end pattern, and I'm kind of hoping that I can do that, but it doesn't work out, and I abandon it pretty quickly, and that's where the less than ideal nature of my pattern comes through here. Apologize for the focus going in and out. I forgot this night. I forgot to turn off the autofocus, and so the focus is going to go out a couple times, but I think it's still really important. Now, you saw me there. I took a quick look. I pointed my cue this way at the 8. Luckily, my cue ball is not frozen to the rail. I've got a good bridge, but I looked at the 8 and I was like, no, I'll look this way, because when your cue ball goes up table unintentionally like this, you're looking for the easiest shot, which is often the ball that's closest to the pocket. So either the 15 or the 9 are a good shot. And then there's no way to not get another shot. You're going to have the 1 this way, 11, 2 in the sides, the 10. You're going to have something. So you play position for one of those. And I'm playing position over here for the 4. The reason why is, the reason why I'm going this route is, I'm identifying probably the 7 is the best break ball, because the triangle of the rack is right in here somewhere. And so I've got a blocker ball situation. These 2 balls need to be removed so that the break ball and the 5 ball can go. And then this is what I call the break ball's buddies. So oftentimes you have a break ball with a ball sitting on top of it. So all the balls are separated. I don't want to be bumping balls. So this ball here only goes in this side pocket unless I bump it, or unless I clear these balls and then play position on that ball over there. So that's the conundrum. There's not a lot of trouble in this rack. There are no clusters open or that kind of trouble. We're just dealing with a couple blocker balls and then a couple balls that are in the way. We want to clear our break ball. And it's for that reason that I'm going to the 15, because I know I can get a shot. I'm playing the cue ball this way, so I can get a shot on the 4. I'll go ahead and hit play. So I can get a shot on the 4, and then I'm going to have a low angle on the 1, and then I can go up here. The cue ball's going this way. So in some fashion, I'm going to deal with these balls. So I think that's a good approach. And I'm kind of pointing and talking about what I want to do here. So I'm pretty straight on this 4, so I'm going to have an angle on the 1, and I think I'm okay with that because I want to draw the cue ball into the 5. So I've decided I do want to move a ball. I think it's too delicate to just try and play position right here for the 10. Then you got to come around later and shoot the 5 ball back in this pocket. So I want to bump that, hoping that I would hit it full and have a shot on the 10, or at least on the 9. And I have neither. What's the right word? And so that's the problem. And now if the 8 ball wasn't there, I would definitely, I'm going to pause real quick. If the 8 ball wasn't there, I would absolutely shoot this ball up in the corner pocket, because now that I've moved this ball, I've blocked my key ball. After thinking about this rack a lot, I think the better choice here, you can see I've opted to go for the 2. So I'm destroying this excellent stop shot end pattern because of what I've done by bumping balls. In hindsight, I think I would prefer to shoot the 5-9 combination. And that's saying something coming from me, because anyone who watches my channel knows I hate combinations with a passion. But this one's pretty straight, and then I've got automatic position on the 10 or on the 5 ball once the 9's gone. I think that's the better shot because it allows you to preserve this end pattern. But that's just one thing that I didn't do well in this rack. So I've got to shoot the 2, or I decide to shoot the 2, and the 3 and the 6. Now I look at this, which way do I want to go? And what I talk about is, if I get out of the way here, is that I've got 2 key balls in the side pocket, and that's not good. You want to remove one of them. So I'm going to play the 3 and the 6, taking my time. I just want to let the video play through. So I'm going to shoot the 3 and keep the cue ball on this side of the 6, so I can move my cue ball this way off the 6. So I want to get a shot on the 13. That's what I'm pointing at now, or on this solid in the side, because then I'm still keeping this ball as a key ball. Okay, so 3 balls stay on the inside of the 6. Now come out to center table. Maybe draw back a little so I can get this angle on this ball on the side. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so, well, yeah, hit that roughly. But I've got a shot on this 11, which I've got to take because that clears the blocker for my key ball. And then I can bounce out and get position on the 13. Now, you'll notice that the other bad thing that has happened here is I still got this 8 ball to deal with. What am I going to do? Do I want to clear these balls? Then I've got to play position to the center of the table to shoot the 8 and bounce back over here for my key ball. That's just terrible. That's just a lot of cue ball movement. It's just too much. But I end up essentially doing something like that. And it's all because I chose to bump the 5 ball on my 3rd shot of the rack, and wasn't able to bump it fully. Okay, so now I've got a shot on the 10, and I could go from here. It makes sense to shoot the 10 and simply come over here to shoot the 9. That's actually what I do, to shoot the 8, because then I can get the cue ball here for the 9 in the corner. So my pattern is 10, 8, 9, 5, 12. Because I feel that from the 9, I can bounce up here, and I'll have some kind of angle on the 5 in this corner to get a shot on the 10 in the side. This is the type of pattern that I've been ending up with very often in my racks. And I recognize these end patterns because of the decisions I'm making. And I think I need to kind of change my thought process a little bit. And that's what I'm asking help on. Because this route to do this, to get on this, to then somehow draw to the rail to get on the 12 in the side, that's not a good end pattern. And I'm shooting it a lot. I need to stop doing that. I need to shoot different shots so I have better balls remaining in the end. Obviously, the 2, 3, 6 would have been ideal. But that's what I'm left with. And I accomplish it. But I don't think it's the right way to go. So softly for here, and I hit it too soft. So now I can't hold the cue ball. So now I've got to shoot a 9 ball shot. I got to come to the side rail and back to get my shot on the 9. But it's good position because from here you'll have a shot on the 5 as well. And I'm kind of pointing to my thought process. I'm talking about this during the rack. Because if you shoot the 5 here and come down low, then you can shoot the 9 and bounce off the side rail and get on the 10 in the side from here. That's not bad. And I shoot that type of an end pattern quite a lot as well. So I'm debating what I want to do. Okay, now I've made up my mind. I just looked at the 8 ball shot line to the pocket. And I've decided that I don't want to do that. And it's because this has been on my mind. I'm shooting the 12 now so that I can stay straight on the 8 and then shoot the 9. And I can either play shape from the 9 for this 5 in the side, which I don't think is the right choice, or I can play position this way on the 5. So I can go to the rail and out or either stun it. So again, not an ideal end pattern at all, but that's what I've left myself. Okay, so now I don't have to go to the side rail. I can just draw back to get on the 9. And I come so far back that I end up with too much angle. Maybe this is what I wanted to do in the first. No, because I'm looking at the 9. So I have too much angle. I've got to check this 9 ball with a lot of inside or come this way for the 5. So just terrible end pattern. So I went and looked, and I'm going to do what I said a minute ago. I'm going to get a low angle on the 9. Then I can just go do this to get on the break ball, which is that's a recovery key ball shot. You never want that because it's too much travel. You just got to get your speed control perfect to end up there. So I'm making a good image in my mind of where I want the cue ball to go, and I, a little bit of left spin, and I get it there. No, I don't get it there. I'm too shallow. I'm going to advance. I always show the break shot into the next rack, so let's advance. I'm not even sure if I get there. Okay. So my only choice on that break shot was to try and nudge the ball, the corner ball down. If I could have hit it a little bit thicker, then the 15 would be here. My cue ball wouldn't have traveled as far. And what you're hoping is that the cue ball goes to the rail and up, and then you have this angle to shoot the 15 there and go back into the rack. So I probably, I remember I don't get into this next rack, and it's all because of that terrible end pattern. So let's rewind. What I want to do first is show the overhead. So this is the overhead view of my result after the break shot. The first thing we got to decide is what's the best shot. And during the rack, and I don't have my yellow marker from this overhead view, so I'm going to go back to the other view real quickly. We saw that I went for the 15 in the corner because that was close to the pockets, an easy shot. But I want you to take a look at what would happen if I shot the 8 ball first here. If the 8 ball's gone, now I don't have that issue that plagued me in the middle of the rack and in my end pattern, because all the balls are now on one half of the table. And in fact, you look at the 4 balls that make up the end pattern, the 2, 3, 6 over to the 11. Now all the remaining balls are on 1/3 of the table. They're all in the same area if you shoot the 8 first. So I'm going to state categorically that that's the correct shot. I think as straight pool players, we got to agree, you got to shoot the 8 ball first here. Now, if the 8 ball was over against the rail or the cue ball was against the head rail, then you're going to shoot the shot that's a higher percentage. But that 8 ball shot is the same percentage of make as the 15 in the corner. You've got to shoot the 8 ball here. Now let's go back and look. So now I'm looking at it again from the perspective view. So if you get rid of the 8 ball first, your end pattern balls are here. All of your work happens in 1/3 of the table. That has to be the right way to go. Okay, so let's imagine that the 8 ball's gone, and we're going to preserve those other 4 for the end pattern. So we're going to shoot the 8, and we're going to shoot a stop shot. So now I can shoot the 15 or the 9 and probably get my cue ball here. Maybe from here, I'm much closer to the 15 or the 9, and maybe I can play position here to shoot the 10 next and bump the 13 to the side rail out of the way. From there, I'm going to have a shot on the 4 or the 9. Then I can come around and get a shot on the 5 ball in this pocket because the 10 clears the pocket for the 5, and then maybe I'll bump the 12 or get some other position on the 12. But my question to you is this. We're going to shoot the 8 first. Then what? Do you shoot the 15 and then the 1? Do you shoot the 9 and go to the bottom rail and up? How do you deal with these 2 balls? Because these 2 balls are the key to the rack. And I think we can agree that once the 10 ball is gone, it's a blocker ball for the 5. So that opens up the 5. But maybe you get you shoot the 9 or the 15 and you get close enough to here that you can shoot the 10 and then play position. Or maybe you shoot the 1 next and just bounce up here to shoot the 5 in this corner. And then shoot the 10 and then something else. Maybe, I don't know. This is my question to you. I can't see a definitive way to get through these balls with no chance of following it up. even if you shoot the 8 first, it seems to me to be a natural to get an angle on the 1 and bump the 5. Because if you bump the 5, you have the 10 or the 9 next, or the 10 or the 15 next. And maybe if you bump the 5 and hit it full in the face, maybe your next shot is the 12 in the side. Now all your problems are solved. So that's my question to you. You're going to shoot the 8 first. Then what? What is your pattern to clear these balls? And that has to be the correct way to approach this rack, because no matter what your pattern is for these balls, look at the position zone that you have for the 2 in the side. I mean, you can get anywhere and shoot the 2 in the side, and then it's 2, 3, 6, 11. That has to be the correct way to shoot this rack. So leave me a comment, make a video if you want. I really want to get some feedback. Hopefully we get a couple of people or a few people who tackle this question. What is your pattern for these balls to get on the 2, 3, 6? Looking forward to hearing your comments. Let me know. Thank you for watching. And remember, if you're going to play pool, play it straight. And I'll see you next week on Rack of the Week. Bye.